Madam District Attorney Sandra Doorley, Sheriff Todd Baxter. My name is Chris Chichester. I live at 26 Sanders Farm Drive in Penfield. I'm demanding public information from you that you are obligated to provide to me. I'm using the instrument called the Freedom of Information Law. I'm confident you will refuse to comply with the law because you have the same ethical standards as ambulance chasers Salino and Barnes. Now, Sandra, as I demand this information from you, I don't want to hear you say anything to me that resembles, quote, "Oh, you don't complain? Then please excuse me. I must be psychotic. If you don't complain, what is this? Yeah, let's bring in the laugh meter and see how loud it gets." So I don't want to hear your American Beauty dinner table scene, honey. Okay? So knock it off with that language. And Todd, I don't want to hear you say to me, "You talking to me? You talking to me? You talking to me?" Then who the hell else are you talking to? You talking to me? Well, I'm the only one here. I'm standing here. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? So, Todd, I don't want to hear you do your Travis Bickle from Taxi Driver while I'm demanding his public information from you. Do you understand me? So, Freedom of Information Law. The names and salaries of every public employee at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. What's not to understand about that, Sheriff Baxter? It is so simple. The names and salaries of every public employee at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Now, Sheriff Baxter, this includes Monroe County Sheriff Office employee O.J. Simpson. I want the salary for Monroe County Sheriff Office employee O.J. Simpson. Do you understand me, Sheriff Baxter? Freedom of Information Law. The names and salaries of every public employee at the Monroe County District Attorney's Office. Do you understand that, Sandra, sweetheart? I'm going to read that again for you, honey. The names and salaries of every public employee at the Monroe County District Attorney's Office. You, Sandra, exist in Monroe County because of the taxpayers of the state of New York. What is every public employee paid at the Monroe County District Attorney's Office, Sandra? Comply with the law. Do you understand what a pathetic joke you are as the district attorney? And I've been demanding this information for a year, and every single time you have refused to comply with the law. Sandra Doorley. What are the salaries for every single public employee at the Monroe County District Attorney's Office? And Sandra, this includes the salary for Monroe County Assistant District Attorney Charles Manson. What do you pay Monroe County Assistant District Attorney Charles Manson? And you can see he's rocking this swastika right here in the middle of his forehead, honey. Do you approve of this on the job here with Monroe County Assistant District Attorney Charles Manson having this swastika right here in his forehead? You need to counsel your employees, sweetheart. So, Freedom of Information Law. Cost to taxpayers if Monroe County Sheriff Todd Baxter is expending taxpayer dollars to settle employment-related discrimination lawsuits for failure to comply with Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. What's the answer, Sheriff Baxter? Are your public employees engaging in sexual harassment on the job? What is sexual harassment? It's a man asking a woman out on a date over and over and over, and she is under siege at the office with no. And it's almost always a man that's committing this nauseating, stomach-turning, disgusting act at the office. So, Sheriff Baxter, what is the answer? Is the answer yes or is the answer no? And I specifically demand to know if Monroe County Sheriff Office employee Jeffrey Dahmer is guilty of sexual harassment on the job, Sheriff Baxter. Is Monroe County Sheriff Office employee Jeffrey Dahmer committing this crime? Freedom of Information Law. Do you understand the key word here, Madam District Attorney Sandra Doorley? Do I have to explain the law to you? I will spell law for you, Sandra Doorley. L-A-W. Cost of taxpayers of Monroe County District Attorney Sandra Doorley has expended taxpayer dollars to settle employment-related discrimination lawsuits and failure to comply with Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. If you, Sandra Doorley, are presiding over an office where you have to settle lawsuits because your employees are engaged in sexual harassment on the job, that is news. So what is the answer, Sandra Doorley? Is the answer yes or is the answer no? I specifically demand to know if Assistant District Attorney Aileen Warnos is engaging in this behavior, Sandra. And, I think she needs to return to her nighttime gig as a serial killer in Florida. She's fit right in there at the District Attorney's office, Sandra. Freedom of Information Law. The names and charges of every inmate in Monroe County Jail from January 1, 2018 to December 31, 2018. What's not to understand? The name and the charge. It's a public facility, Todd Baxter. The name and the charge, send it to me. I want to know if you have this individual in your jail. This is John Wayne Gacy, also known as the Killer Clown. So was he at your jail? Let me know, Todd, baby. Freedom of Information Law. Right there, baby. Freedom of Information Law. You understand what a FOIL is? The cost of a surveillance device purchased with taxpayer dollars by Monroe County Sheriff Todd Baxter and fixed to a building at 2025 Penfield Road to monitor if Christopher Chichester, 26 Sanders Farm Drive, walks through the parking lot next to the building. No, I didn't make that up. Because I'm going to show it to you. There's the building at 2025 Penfield Road. You see that? That's your camera, also called a surveillance device. You put this camera, also known as a surveillance device, on this building, and I was on it. This camera, this surveillance device is for me. And you lie about it. It's your freak show. Own your freak show. You bought a camera, put it on this building, so you want to nail me to the wall and concoct a crime of criminal contempt for me for walking through this parking lot after this psychotic Nayraj Shah went to your office about me walking through the parking lot, but not anybody else in Penfield. It's only me. Because your employee, when you descended on me, had the video of me on his phone. And that video of me on his phone was taken from this, wait for it, surveillance device. This is your camera, Todd Baxter. How much did you spend to put this on this building? That's what I demand to know, Todd Baxter. You'll lie about that. It's easy to lie about it. Freedom of Information Law. The cost for hotel and plane ticket for Monroe County Sheriff employee Ryan Fisher to attend the Super Bowl in Atlanta, Georgia, February 3rd, 2019, with his canine dog, Lola. L-O-L-A. If you drink champagne, it tastes just like cherry cola. I'm trying not to laugh at your stooge incompetence and buffoonery sending this guy to the Super Bowl, but here he is. This is your employee, Sheriff Todd Baxter, at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. This is Ryan Fisher, your employee. That's the Mercedes-Benz sign right there, baby. This is him. This is his canine Lola. Todd, let me double check here. If I'm looking at a map, is Atlanta, Georgia in New York? Is Atlanta, Georgia in Monroe County? Is Atlanta, Georgia in Rochester? I have to double check this map here, Todd, baby. Because the last time I checked, when I was in elementary school, we looked at a map of New York State. I don't remember seeing Atlanta, Georgia in New York. And I've lived in New York nearly all my life. So, what is Ryan Fisher doing in Atlanta, Georgia? How much did you spend for a plane ticket to send him to Atlanta, Georgia? How much did you spend for a hotel for Ryan Fisher to be in Atlanta, Georgia? How much did you spend for the care and feeding of his dog, Lola? L-O-L-A, Lola, if you drink champagne, it tastes just like cherry cola. Huh? Ryan, baby, were you singing the Kinks? Were you singing Lola Lola on your plane flight down, courtesy of the taxpayers? Stooge incompetence and buffoonery, I love it. Tweet from the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. As we get ready to watch the Super Bowl, we are grateful to the men and women assigned to keep fans and players safe in Atlanta, including MCSO's Ryan Fisher and K9 Lola. Deputy Fisher sent this photo from Atlanta. Thank you both for your service. Thank you, Ryan Fisher, for your heroic service with your K9 Lola, protecting the people of the United States of America at the Super Bowl, 2,000 miles away from Rochester. I'm trying not to laugh at your buffoonery. You're sending this guy to Atlanta with his dog. I mean, it's two guys. I showed that one to my family and friends too. They were just in astonishment at your buffoonery, Todd Baxter. And speaking of buffoonery, I'm trying not to laugh at you, Todd Baxter. Freedom of Information. Well, I need to point to this document and tell you what it is, Todd Baxter, with the appropriate finger. Freedom of Information Law. The cost to taxpayers for a photography session approved by Monroe County Sheriff Todd Baxter to photograph 10 public employees underwater in a pool. No, I didn't make that one up either. And here they are, because this was on your Facebook page, Todd. These are your employees, Todd, baby. How's the underwater crime in Monroe County? That's what I want to know. How many arrests did you make underwater, Todd Baxter? What are you doing here underwater? You know, I don't see your Wegmans food markets here. I'm going to get to that too in a minute. But, these guys must be awful lonely without any Wegmans donuts down here. I mean, it's like a Wegmans donut stand over here underwater. Are they eating their Wegmans donuts underwater? You Todd, baby. Such a corrupt hack. All right, Freedom of Information. This is all attached in PDF. All right, so you're going to have it in PDF. Documentation for the case of Christopher Chichester before John P. Lomenzo Jr. Penfield Town Court. What is the name of the female prosecutor in the Monroe County District Attorney's Office? What's her name, Sandra Doorley? She did not talk. Now one word, now one sound, now one syllable. And I'm delivered to Monroe County Jail as an innocent man. How am I delivered to jail as an innocent man and without hearing Miranda ever when your prosecutor doesn't talk? How's that happen, Sandra Doorley? Kyle Steinbach. You're the assistant district attorney that supervises or manages the local courts. UNH Chase. Isn't that right? How am I delivered as an innocent man to Monroe County Jail when the prosecutor doesn't talk? How's that happen, Kyle? How's that happen, Ann? So, what's her name? Tell me her name. It's that simple. Email it to me. Mail it to my house. I have a document, but I have no confidence that it's the right name. What are you doing to me? What are you doing to my life, my character, my integrity? In the 30 years since I was honorably discharged as a 22-year-old Sergeant E5 from 2nd Squadron, 17th Cavalry, 101st Airborne Division Air Assault, Fort Campbell, Kentucky, the number of times I'm arrested is 0. And during that time, I have 1 speeding ticket. I go to the now defunct PW Fitness in Penfield. I'm at the back of the gym. Up walks to me the gym psychopath, Jermaine Benman. He motions like this. I never allowed the gym psychopath to tell me what to do with gym. I'm already on the machine. I'm on the apparatus. I lean back to continue it. Benman stands over me. He punches down and my head snaps back. I should have retaliated with my own violence and attacked Jermaine Benman and choked him out right there. Because that would prevent what's about to happen to me. A witness calls the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. We go outside. After Andrew Reale arrives, and Andrew Reale has not been fired for concocting this vile, despicable crime for me. I'm sitting in the back seat of Andrew Reale's Monroe County Sheriff's Office vehicle because he told me to wait there. And I'm looking at Andrew Reale talk to Jermaine Benman in front of me. Because Andrew Reale is coaching Jermaine Benman what to say. Andrew Reale is telling Jermaine Benman what to say to me. And then Andrew Reale walks over to the side of the vehicle with this violent thug, Jermaine Benman. I do not know if Jermaine Benman has a prior criminal record. I've been trying to find that out, and I can't. And then I look over to my left like this, through the window, with Reale and Benman standing next to me. And Benman says to me, I want to press charges against you. And that is how Andrew Reale concocts harassment second for me. I've never harassed anyone in my life. Every single person who has ever met me will confirm that fact. Every single person that has worked with me will confirm that fact. In Albany, on Capitol Hill, at Fort Campbell, at SUNY Stony Brook, at SUNY Albany, where I was an undergraduate and graduate student. Every single woman that's ever known me will confirm that I've never harassed anyone. Every single girlfriend I've ever had will confirm that I've never harassed anyone. And this ticket says harassment second on it with my name on it. What would you think if this happened to Kevin Baxter, Zachary Baxter, Sheriff Todd Baxter? What would you think if one of your sons was charged with harassment second, sitting in the back seat of a Monroe County Sheriff's Office vehicle? This says criminal contempt. I'm in contempt of you, Todd Baxter, and your fanatics. This is a parking lot next to my residence. This land over here has no ownership. I moved to this residence in 2012 with my then girlfriend, beautiful, perfect Laura. There's no grass cutting ever. With Dr. Gloria Nichols is at 2041 Penfield Road. She leaves. Layla Kumar and Nairaj Sharia. Then we have grass cutting all the time. And I say grass cutting, that's innocuous. Because they get here at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. And it makes a racket. They don't own this land. Layla Kumar and Nairaj. No one owns this land, Sheriff Todd Baxter. So, Broccolo Tree and Lawn Care gets here one morning. And I come outside. And I stand right here. I'm outside for 30 seconds. The guy in his tractor's coming by. He suddenly stops, gets off his tractor, and walks away. And then Steve Desmond, a private citizen, gets on his phone. I'm looking at Desmond take out his phone. He's calling your office because you set me up. You're concocting this for me. I'm outside for 30 seconds. I stand here. I say, they don't own that land. I walk in back in my house. And what am I on, Todd Baxter? What am I on? You put a camera on this building right here at 2025 Pemphill Road. That's why I call it a surveillance device. That's your surveillance device. That's your camera, Todd Baxter. That's your surveillance device. That's your camera, Todd Baxter. What crime am I committing just by walking outside, standing here saying they don't own that land and walking back in my house? How is that a crime? Tell me how that's a crime, Todd Baxter. Because when I walk back in my house, that's when I see your repulsive Deputy Meyer, who I spoke to on the phone for an hour, run to my backyard and fall on her face. I don't know that she's writing a warrant for my arrest. She doesn't care about anything I have to say. She doesn't care about the truth. She doesn't care about the facts. Just like you don't care about the truth and you don't care about the facts, Todd Baxter. And I see her fall down on her face in my backyard. Then there's this pounding on my door. And now I know that your animals just don't knock in a civil way or ring the doorbell. That's why they're animals. They're pounding on my door to get to me. We just want to talk to you outside when I open up the door, and that's a lie. I go outside and stand on my lawn, you surround me, and the handcuffs go on. How is this a crime? Tell me how that's a crime. To walk outside, stand here for 30 seconds, say they don't own that land, and walk back in my house. So when the handcuffs go on, I'm taken to Monroe County Jail. And I'm placed in a jail cell. I'm handcuffed inside the jail cell. And I can't reach the urinal. And I urinated on myself because I couldn't reach the toilet. And I'm in there for about 3 hours. And I don't know how long I'm going to be in there. And when I was taken there, I don't know if my front door is locked because sometimes the wind will blow open the door. And if that happens, my little guy, my Shih Tzu I adopted from Montauk Farm, will run outside. So while I'm handcuffed inside your jail cell, I don't know if the front door is locked. I don't know if the wind has blown open the front door. And I'm worried that something's going to happen to him because he will run outside if the door flies open. That didn't happen. But that's what I'm thinking. So I'm handcuffed inside your jail cell as an innocent man, urinating on myself, thinking about my little guy, and if the door's locked, and I haven't committed a crime. What are you doing to me, Todd Baxter? I'm 54 years old. In the 30 years since I was honorably discharged from 2nd Squadron, 17th Cavalry, 101st Airborne as an air assault, I've never been arrested. To be arrested is an alien concept to me always, because I understand the difference between right and wrong, legal and illegal, fact and fiction. And there I am, standing on my front lawn in handcuffs after being outside for 30 seconds to tell this toothless ZZ Top grass-cutting loser that no one owns that land and no one owns that land. My neighbor Adam, who's also my friend, was outside. He watched this happen to me. My neighbor across the street that I've never talked to watched this happen to me. My neighbor Adam subsequently said he's never seen anything like it. And then my neighbor, who I've never talked to, 2 days later came and knocked on my door and said, I saw it, and what happened? And then I told him what I'm just telling you. Because he saw me come outside, say I don't own that land, and walk back in my house. So there were 2 witnesses to what you did to me, in addition to being on that camera. And you refused to provide me with the video footage. I don't know if that footage exists anymore. It was on the phone of your public employee. And I do not know the salary for him because you refused to send me your public employee payroll. You exist in total and utter contempt for the law, Sheriff Baxter. When you go to your bank, Todd Baxter, where do you think those funds come from? When every single one of your 170 public employees at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office goes to a bank and withdraws funds, where do you think that money comes from? That is taxpayer dollars. And I'm demanding the salaries for every single public employee at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office and Monroe County Jail, and you are refusing to provide it to me. What does the law mean to you, District Attorney Sandra Doorley? What's the answer to that question? What does innocence mean to you, District Attorney Sandra Doorley? Conviction, integrity, unit? You had to create a separate bureaucracy in the Monroe County District Attorney's Office, and that is your pathetic, nauseating, repulsive, disgusting confession that innocent people are being deposited in Monroe County Jail, and I'm one of them. Todd Baxter has descended on me twice, and I'm an innocent man, as I've just explained. Conviction, integrity, unit. That is astounding that a district attorney has to create a separate unit to police herself. You, Sandra Doorley, are policing yourself with your own employees because of your own incompetence, corruption, buffoonery. This is the Freedom of Information Law, and it's blank. I'm going to write on this tomorrow. I'm going to write on this every day demanding your salaries, and I hope you continue to refuse. The key word in this document is law, L-A-W. You don't want anybody to know what you're paid at the district attorney's office and the sheriff's office, because if the people of Monroe County learn what you pay your public employees at the district attorney's office and sheriff's office, there is rage in Monroe County. A clear and innocent conscience fears nothing. Elizabeth I.